Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Day by Day. Thanks for being here. Today's the 27th of March. I don't know why I've been hesitating because it's been 27th. It's almost midnight. It's 57 minutes to midnight, but it's not yet 28th. And that's good. I alluded to the fact that we were in the soup. Look at this. I didn't win any of my other matches in GAC. But this one, the guy didn't even play and we won. And so since then, I've been promoted to Carbonite 1. I didn't win any of my other matches on any of my other accounts. What do I keep saying about this game? What do I keep saying about this account? And look, now we're at 96, 52 crystals, my guys. I don't understand it. And I don't even think I've talked about this, but I think I'm going to start because I want to show you guys something. And when I go to show you this, it probably won't be happening. So I'm what? This is not it. What am I in here for? It's this thing. It says I'm number 7. I'm not number 7 in any other fleet. But I'm staying afloat because nobody has Relic 9 yet. On my other big accounts, people have Relic 9 yet. And so my other starting ship is getting demolished. Also, one thing I need to start doing, and I've been hesitant about doing this just because we have so many tunes in front of us that just need to get done, is I need to finish this thing. I've not finished it. It's a long way from being finished. I need to finish it, and the reason I haven't is because I've been working on gear. Now, my other two big accounts, the original account and the Hyperlight, they have the one pun done. The one pun, the pun one, the one assure. They have it done. They've both had them done. I mean, I was just doing refresh and then multiple refresh, but it's like, if I do that with all of the holdup that I have that is behind fleet locked gear, it's gonna push the farms back a lot, because that's what it's done with the other two accounts. But because you can see, we finished Qui-Gon the other day, but we still have Rex, Luminara, Talon, Zam, Plo, Kit, Captain Drogon, Ayla, Lobot, Scout Trooper, Barris. I mean, and I know, and it's like, if you want the breakdown, okay, it's because layer requirement, Jedi Vanguard, Naboo, just Sith, Bounty Hunter leader for hopeful for PvP, ship and Jedi Vanguard and Naboo raid. This is Jedi Vanguard, Naboo raid, layer requirement, Jedi Vanguard, Naboo raid, which we may or may not miss. Layer requirement, Jedi Vanguard, Fleet Commander. Everybody knows about Kenobi. Everybody knows about General Kenobi. Hermit Yoda. Need him for Jedi Knight Luke. Everywhere else, Kelron, Jedi Vanguard, Naboo raid, a Mommy Mandalore requirement, and then Darth Malak, of course. And it's like, how much can I afford? Or how much do I dig in to slow down this to go after the one pun? Because I'm holding okay in Fleet, but at some point, they're going to come for me. And so I talk about, I sort of tongue in cheek at the end of the video start talking about how you need to hold the line. I'm holding the line, but I'm 7. And at some point, I'm going to have to play. And if I'm being honest, what I want to do is I want to get all of this done, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, be like, oh, you know what? You know what? And I think if I did this, it would be huge, but I don't know that I can. Because I don't have any Gerda keypads or Droid brains. Because why would I? But I mean, I could pick up some keypads. Let's go ahead and pick up some keypads. Let's just do that. We picked up some Gerda keypads. Now we have over enough. It's not, no, I picked up Gerda keypads. What about Droid brains? I need Droid brains too. Where am I going to get Droid brains from? Is this where I just start using my things? Because it's 5,000 per. And it's like, it's 1,500 per, which means, do I just do this? Do I just do it for 3 days, get it done, take him to Relic 9? I don't know. Because he would be, assuming that I don't buy Cub, when the Cup pack comes out here in a couple days, assuming that I don't buy Cup, he would be my first Relic 9. And he'd probably be a pretty good one, and it would probably help out my fleet a lot. But it's like, do I do that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I should do it. I don't know, whatever. But for now, we have drops with Maul, which I'm like, I'm wondering why they're doing these drops with, which I'm not even getting them all, which, is super fabulous, right? Super fabulous. Why would you offer me Maul and then not give me, did you see that? I pulled 3 times on this node. I didn't get a single Maul shard. You tell me, I don't know. In here, we're getting Ben Swgoh. We're getting Ben. Unless it was Jason or Jaina, but it's Ben. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure why it's Ben. I don't know. Guys, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking about doing something a little nuts. Besides Piet. What I'm thinking about doing is maybe toying with the idea of writing some fan fiction. The problem is, I'm not a writer. So like the thought of doing that is like, I don't know about that. So it's a little scary. But the more I think about it, the more it's like, you know what? That's probably what I need to do. It's just write some fan fiction about a certain red-headed emperor's hand who shall rename, who should rename nameless, but probably will because, um, but I've just been toying with the idea of something. We need to take her to Rock One. Why is she? Yeah. By the way, if I haven't let you into the secret, Marge is never leaving. Marge, if you're wondering why do you have all this clutter, don't worry. One person will always remain on the screen, on the favorites, as all these people will eventually move out. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. Marge will not. Can we take, I don't know. We just need, I need to get through. You see here that I'm doing Dash. I'm not doing anybody after Dash. Well, did I finish Drogon already? Because Drogon's there. I did finish that Drogon. So Scout Trooper is Fleet, right? Yeah, he's Fleet, so Dash might be our last character that we work on before I start farming signal data. But I've been teasing the soup. I tease it on the free-to-play show, and I need to pay it off here before we get even further into the weeds. We've been in the soup, and I don't know how much I've touched on this. I think I've touched on it probably enough, and I'm going to touch on one more. I'm going to try not to touch on it anymore after this. But so you may or may not know, we have a little boy that we adopted that is almost 6, and we have a daughter that we have, a little girl that we have custody of, who just turned 5 on St. Patty's Day. And then we have a foster baby who is 9 months. Yeah. And then we have a former foster son who is 20 months, 21 months, something like that. And the former foster son lives right down the street a little bit with his mom in a house for women. And she recently got a job, and so she doesn't have anybody to babysit. So me being the kind, generous soul I am, I volunteered. Should know better, because if you're familiar with military service acronyms, or what military service people think of their acronyms are, I was in the service at one point, and the acronym for the branch of the service that I was in goes like this. It goes, never again volunteer yourself. And so I did. Made the fatal mistake of volunteering myself. And because of this, and because it's been spring break, we have our 2 kids, 5 and 6, still technically both 5 right now, who are spring break, who are super loud, who don't listen. And the 20-month-old and the 9-month-old they have their own baggage, they have their own stuff, and they just feed off of the older 2. So it causes a lot of chaos. And we're trying desperately to resolve issues with, I'm trying to get our children to listen and do what they're told, which would be a huge let off. Today they were super loud for no apparent reason. And sometimes they're just, have 5 and 6 year olds that are cooped up because they live in the Midwest, that aren't able to get outside because they live in the Midwest and it's cold. And it's like still winter, even though it's actually spring, because they live in the Midwest. This is what we're dealing with. And they need to be able to get outside and run, and they can't because it's the Midwest and it's still cold. And so they have all this pent up energy that they get to use but when they go to school, because at school they have a gym where they can get inside and run and ball. They have balls and bikes and games and stuff, and we have that stuff too. It's just outside in what is known, I don't know if you I don't know where you live, but where I come from, it's called a yard. And the stuff, the bikes and the balls live in what is called the garage, or possibly garage, depending on where you're from. But it's out in the garage, and you can play with it in the yard, but there's a catch. It has to be warm enough for you to be outside in the yard. And we have neighbors that she is a stay-at-home. She runs a daycare out of her, and it's a her, and she is organized, and she runs a daycare out of her house. And so it's not even been warm enough for her to have her kids outside. And when they're outside, I like to be like, hey, shoot her a text and be like, hey, can my kids come over and play, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, sure. Well, usually, But, yeah. So, I mean, it's just we have a lot of stress. We're trying to get paperwork done. Me and my wife are trying to have conversations and talk about stuff that need to be talked about, and just relax and breathe and read and have dinner with just the two of us and all this stuff. And it's just like there's all this stuff in our way. And we are desperately trying to make a way through it. And it's not fun to deal with where we are right now. And I say all of that is, I don't know if it's come through in my videos. I try to keep it very light in my videos, but sometimes stuff just gets to me, as I'm sure it does you. And we're trying to keep it positive. We're trying to keep going. We're just doing the Dory thing. We're just doing it. And I don't know what I'm going to do with Piet yet. It seems like a good way to spin down a few crystals, but we'll see. But I'm not sure. I know, whatever I decide to do with Piet, I'm still gonna need to finish the punishing one. I'm still gonna have to get Bergen to bring up the rest of the bounty hunters. Of course, all of that is gonna be easier when I have signal data. So fingers crossed that I don't find somebody else I feel like I need to bring up after we have Dash, because if we do, it actually might be time to go start farming signal data for reals. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But we're closing on Calderon. We close then Finnick for a bounty hunter team to actually be able to use the bounty hunters really good in JC, because here Finnick is, I haven't used Finnick. So I want to figure out what the hotness is with Finnick. I don't know what she does. I don't know how she operates. I'm going to do some research on that. And also, I don't know, does Calderon make a good conquest team? Like if I get him up and I relic him up and I put Qui-Gon, if I put Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan +2, does that a good Conquest team make? Because I know that Padawan Obi-Wan has this lovely Conquest Omicron that we could put on. And but you know the way I feel about Omicrons. And if I can make it work, and it works, watch out. But yeah, we're about to, as soon as we finish Dash, we're going to shift into gear in a hurry. And we're going to start farming signal data and stuff. It's going to start, and the rogue levels are going to start coming up pretty fast. But anyway, get excited about that. Anyway, thanks so much. Appreciate the time. God bless. Hold the line. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.